Greetings and salutations, ladies and gentlemen. Today I introduce to you Alexander. Hi. He's an average teen, lives an average life, in an average town, going to an average school, having an average day. When suddenly, a mysterious artifact falls into his possession, and suddenly his average life is filled with pirates, ghosts, and storms. Oh my. So join us as our red-headed friend's average life gets a little dicey in the dicey adventure. Alexander's red hair shimmered in the sun as he sauntered down the cobblestone streets of his home, the village of town. The dappled sun danced through the trees, when suddenly he noticed a scarlet cube peeking out from between the rocks. His lanky frame leaned over deftly, tossed it square into the air before closely inspecting it. "What is with this die?" he wondered aloud. "Haunted graveyard, castle, pirate isle, Indian territory, raging ocean in town. But where are the dots?" He turned it over and over, feeling the worn corners and wondering where the many scratches had come from, easily deducing that the die was not new. Where did this come from? Did someone lose it? Why does it look so weird? Should I turn it in? But where? I've got to show this to my friends. Millions of thoughts raced through Alexander's mind, last of which was, hey, maybe if I can gamble with my friends, I can rake in some sweet cash. He excitedly pocketed the cube and hurried off toward school. When he entered the courtyard, he spied Ethan and Sophia over near the fence. He raced over to them. "Hey guys, what's up?" "Oh, Alexander, we were just discussing the history test that we're supposed to have today." "Oh, I totally forgot. Hey, what do you guys say to blowing off school today and checking out this cool die that I found? Maybe we can play some cards and win a little money. Let's head to my house." The two quickly agreed, and the trio, nonchalantly, made their way out of the courtyard. But just as they were nearly home free, Alexander tripped on his shoelace and face-planted onto the cobblestone streets. But in the process, the mysterious die fell out of his pocket and rolled down the street, landing on Pirate Isle. Alexander struggled to right himself before anyone noticed their attempted getaway. But before he could, the cube started shaking, vibrating and spinning, until it turned into a small tornado. Back up the street it came, picking up dust and throwing trash, swallowing up Alexander. He cried out, but his voice was drowned out by the raging storm around him. The next thing he knew, the die stopped spinning, and he fell on his back on a white sandy beach. He scrambled to his feet with his eyes agog and mouth hanging open. Before him was white sand, with scattered palm trees next to a blue-green ocean. His mouth fell even wider when he realized a mere 100 feet to his right was a raging pirate battle. 3.1415, muttered a man in rags as he sprinted past and hid behind a boulder. Alexander grabbed the cube and walked over to the man. "Who are you?"
"Aye, matey. I be a pirate. Someone who does math on a pirate ship."
Alexander had hundreds of questions, but didn't even get one uttered before a throng of pirates came running toward him, screaming and yelling, "Retreat!" Startled, he dropped the cube and landed on Haunted Graveyard. The cube behaved just as it had before, spinning and twirling, except now it was a sandstorm. All the pirates turned tail and started swimming toward their ship. Poor Alexander was sucked up in the vortex. As soon as it started, it stopped. The vomit crept up his throat. But he took a deep breath and forced it back down. He shivered as the cold air wrapped him in its bone-chilling grasp. His breath caught in his chest and he felt the weight of depression on his shoulders. "Haunted graveyard indeed," he shuddered. Before him laid row upon row of tombstones, staring ominously at him, and wisps of white hung above each. Alexander longed for the sun he'd walked in earlier that morning, knowing that the only way out of this dark world was to roll the die. He chucked it at the nearest tombstone, but only to have it land on haunted graveyard again. The cube started spinning, disturbed some of the wisps, but then abruptly stopped. Confused, he reached down to retrieve one. Screech! He looked up and saw that the disturbed wisps were now ghosts descending upon him in a glowing cloud. Ah! He screamed at the top of his lungs. The next few seconds were a blur as he tore through row after row of tombstones. The cube! He shouted as he whirled around, realizing his only prayer of departure had been left behind. The ghosts were in hot pursuit, but he sprinted headlong toward them, and just as their chilling scent nearly overtook him, he slid to his knees, capturing the die. He hurled it as far as he could, and uttered a prayer. Please work this time. The cube landed against an old hollow tree, with raging ocean facing the sky. The die flew up and went to Alexander, hitting him hard in the head. Why? Poof. No tornado, or fancy warning, just poof. And splash, right into an ocean. Cold! Alexander sputtered as he emerged from the black inky abyss. Several fish darted away, and the eerie quiet enveloped as he wondered what other creatures lurked beneath the waves. All the other places he had been, he was able to roll bones somehow. But here it was all liquid. Alexander thrashed about when he realized the die was not in his possession. He could only hope that it would sink to the bottom and would send him anywhere but here. After what felt like hours of fighting against the waves, he saw something. A whirlpool. He was drifting straight toward it, and he let it happen. After dealing with pirates and ghosts, his exhausted soul surrendered. The whirlpool sucked him up, and all went black for Alexander. Alexander! Ouch. We're sorry. We thought that you were dead. A concerned Ethan came into focus. Yeah, you've been out for at least 20 minutes. Are you alright? Alexander thrashed about looking for the cube when he realized... you guys have no idea what this die can do. But where'd it go? We haven't seen it since you first fell. Are you alright? Uh-oh. Here comes Miss James. Looks like we're taking that history test today after all. Ethan, after the day I've had, a nice normal history test doesn't sound so bad.